Hey guys, this is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review on this animated movie from 2010, and that is Despicable Me. Now, the plot of this movie is where you got this guy named Gru, played by Steve Carell, who is basically a villain, and of course he finds out that there's another villain named Vector, played by Jason Segel, who was the one who stole the Great Pyramid of Giza. And so Gru becomes jealous of this because Vector was the one who created the crime of the century. And so Gru wants to make the biggest crime of all time, which sounds very ridiculous, I know, by stealing the moon. And of course later in the movie you got these three girls named Margot, played by Miranda Cosgrove, Agnes, played by Elsie Fisher, and Edith. And so they're selling cookies and so they can have a better future. But then later on in the movie, like, Gru adopts them and pretty much later in the movie, like I said, they go to this fair called Super Silly Funland, and it's like Gru actually becomes used to it and starts spending time with the girls until like the theme before that, like when Gru steals the shrink ray. But then and then of course later on in the movie the story unfolds, and then so that's pretty much the basic plot of this movie. So what do I think of it? I actually think Despicable Me, I think the first Despicable Me movie from 2010, I think it's actually very well made. I actually really like this movie. I think this out of all of them is probably the best one in my opinion. Yeah, and this movie Despicable Me is also known to be the first movie made by Illumination. Yep, that's right. This was Illumination's first movie that they made, Despicable Me, which does explain that the Minions are their mascots, like, the Minions, because this movie's famous for, like, the Minions, who are the yellow goggle-shaped eyes, and, there was even a spin-off movie called Minions, which I do remember seeing that movie in theaters, and my mom despised it very much. My mom hated that movie, but I didn't really hate it. I thought it was pretty decent. But yeah, so this is the Blu-ray I got here for the first Despicable Me movie. Yeah, and I thought the animation is good for what it was. Illumination does good with the animation. The voice acting's really good. Steve Carell does good as Gru. And of course Miranda Cosgrove does great as Margot. And Elsie Fisher does good as Agnes. And there's also Will Arnett's in this movie, he did good. And Russell Brand, who played Dr. Nefario, he did good. And of course there's also Kristen Wiig, who played Miss Hattie in this movie. But in the sequels, Kristen Wiig played Lucy Wilde in the sequels. And of course, I also love Kristen Wiig as Lola Bunny on the Looney Tunes show when it was on Cartoon Network. But yeah, so overall, Despicable Me is a really awesome movie from 2010, and I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 stars. That's my best rating. If you hate this movie, then that's fine with me. I respect your opinion. But it's just I think Illumination nowadays, I think they don't come up with original movies that much anymore, because so far they're making sequels and kids movies that are just like kids movies nowadays. Like, you guys know what I mean. But yes, but soon enough animation companies will get back into making original movies. We'll get more original animated movies as soon as possible. Trust me. Yeah, but like I said, if you hate Despicable Me, if you hate the franchise like this one. But in my opinion, the first movie is probably the best one in my opinion. But if you hate this movie, that's fine. You know what to do. And if you haven't, or if you are a fan of animated movies, if you haven't seen this Despicable Me, if you haven't seen this movie yet, then I say give it a watch. It's not too bad. So yeah, guys, that's my movie review on Despicable Me. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And make sure to like this video. And as always, thanks for watching. So goodbye everybody, and that's about it.